I'll probably ask you for the guinea pig after.
What a what?
I got her. Hello. Hello. Welcome to my live video on YouTube. My name is Cindy and welcome to my channel. And I have some friends that are going to come on to show me their pets. This is my pet, Cleo. Cleo is a Chihuahua. And we actually had another dog that was a small miniature dog. It was a miniature dachshund. And it was my daughter's dog. And we sort of adopted that dog. And then we ended up getting Cleo. Somehow we adopted her from a family that they actually had too many dogs. And so they needed to, pass her along. So we took her, and I didn't realize how emotional she was. She's very temperamental, and I guess it is a thing with Chihuahuas that they will be very, just very temperamental and very possessive of their owner. And she has chosen me. I had my oldest daughter that is in Georgia right now. This dog really attached to her, but she was kind of in and out a lot. So now Cleo is attached to me. So she will kind of guard me in the house and always wonder where I am. And if people come too close to me, she could be nippy. But when I take her out, she's pretty good. She loves to ride in the car. I really kind of like having the dog because even at night or evenings when people come to the door, she will bark and she'll alert us to people coming. And so that's a good thing. And she will sit on the back of the couch, that faces the door that people usually come in, and she will kind of guard the door. And that couch was kind of a leather couch. It had kind of a flat top to it. And a couple of days ago, I actually got rid of that couch. So she's having to adjust to a different type of, she likes the same spot, but it's a different couch and it's like a harder surface. So she's kind of getting used to that. So she is pretty temperamental, but I do use her for my classes a lot. I see that Kelly's coming. Just let me know when you're ready, Kelly, and I will bring you right on. And so this, usually for VIP Kid, my kids will, I don't know, it's just something about an animal that sometimes if they're not responding well or you're not warming up with the child is kind of being too mechanical and you want them to loosen up. Bringing an animal into the classroom is a really great way to kind of loosen things up and get more conversation going, getting the child to be more friendly to you and stuff like that. So I do use the dog in my class, and it's a variety of different ways. And I also have a class on Outschool for kids to come in just like this and show their pets. And I see Kelly is ready to come on, and she has a pet with her. So let's welcome Kelly. Kelly Tag. She also has a YouTube channel. Ooh, Kelly, what's the name of your animal?
Hi. Okay, so I'm not in my classroom because he's older and really can't go down the steps. His name is Bucky. He's older. He lays around a lot now these days.
Okay.
And he's like 15 years old. Hey, I can't even get him to get up to look at the camera. I'm glad you can't smell him. He smells bad, but he's going to the groomer tomorrow.
Oh, really?
So, yes.
Wait,
there he is. Bucky.
Okay,
hey.
I'll hold it. Put this down on the floor.
I'll say hello to everybody.
Have you had this dog ever since it was like a puppy?
Yes, I did. My daughter was trying to figure out where the camera is. My daughter was only a year old when we got him. So, yes, he's older than my son. I've had him longer than before my son was born.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. We had a really nice dog since it was a puppy, and then I had been with VIP Kid for just a few months, and it was hit by a car one morning.
Oh.
Horrible. Yeah. But this is my guinea pig that we just got.
Oh.
And yeah, this was from a friend of mine. My son was like, "You're holding it wrong. You're holding it wrong." But yeah, I wanted a guinea pig, and then I went on Facebook, and a friend of mine was actually looking for a home for her. So we
Oh,
got
that's
this one,
good.
Princess Buttercup.
Oh,
So what kind of fun stuff does, well, I know your dog is older now, but
yeah.
can you tell us some dog stories?
Well, he used to run around the yard and play a lot and be hyper. He's the sweetest dog. He wouldn't hurt a fly. He put up with my son through the
Look at
toddler
my guinea.
years. It was pretty rough on
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he never bit or was mean. He was a great dog to have with kids.
What kind of
Yeah.
dog is it?
He's an Australian herd dog. So they're not very
Okay.
common. Yeah, so they're bred to herd cattle, so he'll nip at your feet. Never like a biting that hurts anyone, but they're I've read you can't breed it out of them because they're bred to, or you can't train it out of them because they're bred to nip at feet because they herd
Okay.
cattle. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So do you think
And
that you think
go
is
ahead.
like on his last days is,
Probably, unfortunately.
mm,
He mainly does this all day, lays around, gets up to go to the bathroom and comes back. Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
he's
that's the
older.
hardest thing I think about having pets is that we usually outlive them.
Yeah.
So, but that's cool that he's had such a long and happy life with one
Yeah.
family. That's great.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
that's
yeah,
great.
we got him on that. Saw a sign on the side of the road that said free puppies, and that's how we got him.
Free. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's a purebred, so you don't usually get free.
Wow. You don't
Yeah.
see puppies like that for free anymore.
Yeah.
Like that's very unusual. I'm looking at getting a kitten, and they're gonna still charge for that. So
Oh
I'm like,
wow.
well, you know, everybody's got to make money somehow, right?
Yeah.
But we had kittens. We had lots of kittens because we had gotten one cat, and it got out one night, and it had lots of kittens. But we were just thankful to give them away to good homes. We didn't really, I didn't want anything. I didn't want to have to take them to the Humane Society or something like that. So,
Yeah. Let me tell you a story about when we first moved in this house. We we just moved here, so we assumed our neighbors had spayed their dog and they assumed that we had neutered ours. And
mm,
he ended up fathering 12 puppies. Yeah.
wow,
I know. That was the introduction to our neighbors, but we're good friends
wow.
now.
Now, did you get any compensation for that?
No, I mean she just gave them. Oh, sorry, I'm still trying to
Oh,
figure out when the
really?
camera. Yeah, she just gave them away on the internet for
Oh,
free, which
wow,
she suspected the person she gave it to sold them on Craigslist. So that's how people
wow. That's
are.
what people
Yeah,
do.
I
Yeah.
know.
Wow. Hi,
So
Casey. I thought you were gonna come on and show us your spider. She said she didn't really want to catch it. So yeah, animals. So, what do you think that you like about having a pet?
um, there's always something that loves you. He always wants to follow me
Yeah,
around the house. The kids are teenagers, so they don't really care about they don't care about being around me anymore.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So my
yeah,
he sleeps in my daughter's room and she finds him really comforting. She doesn't like when he's not
yeah.
there.
It's amazing how much kids love pets. Even if you think that they don't, they really do.
Yeah.
They just, I don't know. There's something about them. Even my little dog, like I was having a hard time because we had the pandemic. Usually in March, April, May, we have the free, rabies shot clinics. Or it's not free, but it's like $10 or something. And if
Mhm.
you don't do that, you got to pay a whole bunch of money for a pet store to do it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I looked online, and the pet stores were months booked out. And I thought I'm going to have to just put the dog down because I can't get it a shot. I can't, I didn't want to pay tons of money. I had a lot of, it really was this close.
Yeah.
But I
Aw.
found Dr. Smiley.
Oh,
His
good.
name was really Dr. Smiley, and he took my dog like on a Saturday, I called up, I was there in a half hour. He gave it the shot and he only charged me $50 for like
Oh,
a
good.
short-term visit and everything. So she's still with us, but she's old.
Oh.
So the problem with my dog is that she's bad about going in the house. Like she doesn't, you can let her out. You have to let her out for a really long time before she's going to actually do her business outside. So she does accidents in the house. So that's a pain in the neck, but
Oh, yeah.
she's a small dog. So it's kind of easy to clean up. So
Yeah.
it's kind of, I think what is the problem is she was kind of abused before she came here. And they lived with a lot of dogs and they just weren't trained well. And she was already like 5 years old when we got her. So it was sort of, came with her territory, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So do you have any other animals or pets?
No, this is our only one. My daughter keeps another dog, but we keep telling her when this one dies, then we will. Yeah.
Oh,
So,
yeah. And
yeah,
puppies are so different.
they are. I don't know if I feel like training a puppy again.
They are a lot of work. Yeah.
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 So,
Hello,
yeah.
Audrey. I see Audrey and I see Evelyn. She's participating in the chat box. She asked me if she could bring her baby as a pet. I'm like, sure, why not?
Yeah, bring the baby. We all want to see the baby.
Yeah. Well, we've seen up here, I've seen a lot of people bringing their pets to the stores. I don't know as much now because I don't, huh? JJ did? Okay, just put a towel down. I'll clean it up. My grandson is visiting, so he just woke up from his nap. So yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, it hasn't been recently, but before probably we were all kind of sheltering in place. A lot of people were bringing them to the store, and is a rule that you can bring dogs that are even comforting. So if your dog is comforting to you, you can go ahead and bring the dog, and and it's okay. So, but it's been funny because I wouldn't think about bringing my dog to a store.
No,
But
even PetSmart. Yeah. Yeah, me either. Well, mine's too big, but yeah.
Yeah, but I do love to see people that I've had friends that train dogs for, to be seeing eye dogs and things like that. So that's really fun.
That's great. Yeah.
So Casey says in Europe, dogs are allowed just about everywhere, restaurants and everything. Ooh, that's weird.
Restaurants? I don't know if I'd like that. Too many dogs. Yeah. Licking the tables. Yeah.
I don't think I would probably eat there.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. No, I like dogs, but not at a restaurant. Yeah. Yeah.
My grandmother was very much an animal person. She was like big time animal. She loved animals, but my mom wasn't really so much. One time my dad brought home a dog when we were kids, and the next day she had to bring it back. He had to bring it back. She didn't want it.
So you didn't have any animals growing up?
Well, we did. At that time, she brought it back, but later on, we did have a couple different dogs and a couple different cats.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, they're trained dogs.
Oh, I should get the chat up. My grandmother told my aunt when she moves out and gets married, she could have any animal she wants. And then when she married my uncle, he was really mad at her for telling her that because she literally had every animal you could think of. Yeah.
We have had, actually, in our home, my husband's not a pet person at all, but we homeschooled. And so I thought, we had to add excitement here and there for different situations. So we've had cats, we've had guinea pig, bird, we've had fish that don't last very long. I'm not good with. Well, actually we had a couple different fish tanks. One fish tank, my daughter tried to move it one day and the whole fish tank exploded all over the upstairs.
Oh no.
So we had to rebuild the entire ceiling that day.
Oh wow.
But yeah, that was terrible. We actually raised some pigs, but those were for like farm animals. We raised them and then
Oh,
we brought them to the meat market.
okay. So
So,
you
and
didn't
right,
bring them in your house?
no, 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 no. I did have a friend though that lived down the street. She had an indoor pig, but she said it was very
Yeah.
smelly. She didn't have it for very
Yeah.
long.
No, I have a cousin who has a pet pig that is allowed in the house. She treats it like a dog. Like, yeah.
Oh
You see the
yeah.
pictures. It's crazy. It'll be eaten out of her fridge. Yeah.
Oh
I don't want a
yeah.
pig.
No, they grew to about 250 pounds. And
Whoa.
where I have my garden right now, well, my wanted to be garden, that's where we kept the pig. And it was like a fenced in area, and we fed it every day. And then it's only 5 or 6 months, and then we had it butchered for meat. But we have chickens right now, but those are for eggs, not to, we're not, I don't know. We're not planning on eating them. But usually with chickens, if you have layers, they will lay eggs for a while, and then after a couple years, they aren't really good for laying, but they're not really the best for eating either,
Mm.
unless you're, I guess, desperate. But a lot of people just keep them forever till they die a natural death.
How old do chickens live to be?
I haven't really. Most of the time, our chickens will get taken by other animals before they've lived like a died of natural causes. So, but I don't know. I think 3 to 4 years, not very
Oh,
long.
okay.
So, like every year, you want to get like ours just started laying. So, and I've had them since March. So they take 5 or 6 months that they're growing. Then they start laying eggs, and they'll lay for about 2 years, I think. And
Hmm.
then they start dropping off with their supply. So usually people that have chickens, they will like every spring get a few more so they can kind of
Mhm.
replenish the flock.
Mhm.
So, but we're just getting like just the beginning. Like this week, we've gotten 6 to 7 eggs per day, and they're tiny. I was gonna bring one on, but I don't know if you can really tell if you're not comparing it to something. But it's interesting. They're very small when they first start laying, so
Hmm.
you can tell the first ones until the chickens get better at laying eggs, I guess. But the kids were like, "These are really tiny." I'm like, "Well, it's just for now until it takes a few weeks and then they'll be the normal size."
Mm.
So, like for breakfast, I had 3 tiny eggs. They almost look like quail eggs.
Hmm.
They're real small, but
Have you tried duck eggs?
I have not eaten duck eggs.
Not very good. We have a friend who had
No,
ducks. We tried. Yeah, they're good for baking. Yeah, so try baking with them, but they didn't taste. I'm trying to make an egg sandwich out of duck eggs. They weren't very good. Yeah.
really. Okay.
Yeah.
So I just think that the fresh eggs are so much better. I do not like the store bought eggs anymore now that I've had my own chickens.
I bet.
But I can't imagine if duck eggs are worse than that. Do they have any flavor to them, or are they just flavorless?
They're a different flavor. I think that's why I didn't
Mm,
like them. They're very different. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, that would be weird. So, so you said you might get another dog someday?
Yes, yes. Probably, especially if the kids are still in the house. I don't know if the kids are up and gone, I might not. Maybe I want to travel and not have to worry about a dog.
Maybe you'll be like me and be like, now that the kids are gone, I want pets because I feel like I need something
Cindy, you
for
still have four
excitement.
left. Don't you have four
I
of them
know, I
left?
do. I have four, but it's
Twice as
still a
many
big
as I do.
adjustment. It's still a big adjustment.
After 13, I guess so.
Yeah. I used to have ducks. Casey says she had ducks, bulls, horses, goats, dogs, cats, and her parents had a farm. Yeah. I remember you said your
Wow.
parents do a horse farm. And so was that when you were a young kid, Casey, you had all these animals? So I can't imagine she had them in like Germany and Japan and all that.
Yeah.
So she must have grown up on a farm. A lot of people grew up on farms. Like when my mom was younger, she had a dog that would be like roam the, the dog would roam the street, roam the neighborhood, come home and eat, go, you can't really do that anymore. They have to be spoken for, registered. Evelyn
Yeah.
said her dad had chickens and ducks.
Hmm.
Very good. Yeah. I really like chickens. I've had chicken, like I always like chickens the way they look.
Yeah.
So even before I thought about having them, I had chicken like pictures in my kitchen and all that kind of. I just really love the looks of them.
Oh,
So,
never had chickens, but a lot of people in my area have chickens. So, yeah, just not me.
oh really? So you have chickens on your in where
Not
you
on
live?
my street, but yeah, like within a couple miles, there's people that have chickens. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
because like where
yeah.
I live on a main road that is an older part of the neighborhood. And
Hmm.
anybody on our road, we have chickens, horses, any type of animals they can have. To me, there's a new subdivision that went in, and they can't have any kind of chickens or anything like that.
Oh, wow. Well,
Yeah.
Cindy, my kids are distance learning upstairs, and my
Yes.
daughter just sent me a text that it's lagging, so I need to get off so that the internet won't lag
Oh,
anymore.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're pulling
So,
from their
yeah.
schooling. Okay. Well,
All
thank you
right.
so much for
Bye. No
coming.
problem.
It's good to see
Okay.
you. Thanks for
You
showing your
too.
dog.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Have a great
Bye.
day.
You
Bye.
too.
All right. Well, thank you, Kelly, for coming, and thank you all for coming in the chat box. And for my out school class, I have a pets class that is a class that kids can come and they can share their pets. So I've had kids come and share. One girl came and she shared a little puppy that she just got like 2 weeks before, and and then I I was able to show my pets. Like I said, I'm thinking about getting a cat. I'm not exactly sure if I want to or not. Thinking about it, I told the girl I do want it, but it's not really ready yet anyway. So I'm sure if I changed my mind, I would be okay. But pets I think are nice because they just kind of I think they're good for the kids because they teach responsibility and they help the kids to realize that every day, there's somebody counting on them. And, the chickens, you have to go out every day. The chickens that I have right now are the feistiest flock I've ever had, and they are hungry every day. So you have to make sure, and they really like the grain. Like you can give them scraps from your extra food that you have in the house. Like say you make your salad and you have the cucumber shavings and stuff, you can give that to the chickens. So it kind of cuts down on your trash because you can give the extras to the chickens. I just cleaned out. I have a bin that I keep my bread in, and I cleaned that out. Had some moldy bread that I had to get rid of, so I gave that to the chickens. And if you have any leftovers, they'll eat anything. Although I put some oranges in there, and a lot of birds like oranges, but the chickens aren't really eating them. So I'm going to have to pull them out and maybe cut them up. Or I think that other animals like birds, other types of birds do like oranges, like Orioles. So I don't want to waste them, but the chickens aren't pecking at them. But even my friend, like if you eat watermelon and you have the rind, you can throw those into the chickens. So it kind of gives them a variety of food and keeps them healthy. And it also helps to compost your scraps of food that you might have. So that's really cool about chickens. And so, every day we have to go out there and make sure they have what they need. And that is a good thing for the kids. That's kind of why I did it. And why I wanted to have animals for the kids, you know, to have that responsibility in something that they can do that is beyond themselves. I think that's really good for kids. And um, I've had different types of pets in the past. We had one that was a puppy that my daughter got when she was like, I don't know, she's over 18. And she bought the pet herself. She lived here. She sent it to pet obedience school. She did all of the stuff. and it was really the best pet, and that's the one that got hit by a car. That was really sad. But we loved that pet, and when I had to tell people that the pet died, it was very sad because every single kid had a relationship with that pet and thought it was their pet. It was a special dog, and everybody thought it was their own dog. So it was sad. And Cleo here is an adopted one. She was adopted, and I've had a couple different pets that I've taken from other people that that they were kind of had emotional problems. And so Cleo, she used to like just go outside and dart right out into the street, but she's doing a little better now. Of course, she is older, and she's probably, let's see, we're trying to figure out how old she was, like 11 years old. But I've heard that Chihuahuas, they live a long time. So she's still, she's still pretty feisty. She still barks quite a bit, and she still, watches out for us. And so and I just think that it's good to have a pet and kind of just another person in the house. If you're in the house by yourself, that's really nice too. Chickens are great. I love the meat. Yeah. So with chickens, there's two different types that you can get. One that you're going to, have for eggs and be an egg layer chicken, or then you can also have a chicken that is for meat. And the meat birds, I've never gotten meat birds myself, but I have, I have I've had friends that have gotten them, and they will buy them as chicks, and then they take a very short time, and they grow really fast. So Mom says she used to have a chicken called Clara Cluck as a child Nana rescued from a battery house. Very cool. Very cool. That's from the Brit Girls. So that was in Britain, right? That is really cool. And like I said, on our street, we have a lot of people that have chickens. I got 12 hens, and they said they knew for sure they were hens, and they were sold as hens, as layers and all that. And then there was another group of birds that was a straight run, they call it, and they said there could be some roosters in there. So I got 2 of those. Those were bantam birds, and I was hoping that at least one of them would be a rooster, and I did get one rooster. So I was hoping that if all goes well, next spring I would take some of the eggs and see if they could incubate them. I do have an incubator, so I can take them and incubate them and then see if they hatch. Now, sometimes even though you have a rooster, the eggs aren't fertilized and they don't hatch, but it would be cool because that's a way that you can continue the flock on your own without having to go out and buy more chickens. But honestly, I would like more of a variety. When I got these chickens, the Tractor Supply, they said these chickens are going like toilet paper, So I ran down there and got a dozen chickens right away, and they were all the same. But I would have liked to have gotten a few different kinds. I love the variety, but I don't know if that makes them a little more friendly, because this group, they're really, I go in there and they'll peck at my feet and stuff. So, oh, Melissa, yeah, I want to see her. I would love to see Melissa. Is she in the, oh, there she is. Yay. All right, here she comes. Hello, Melissa.
Hello. Sorry, I had to grab my headphones.
No problem. No problem. Oh my goodness. How old is your pet?
So he's just about 15 weeks, so almost 4 months. Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, what's the name?
So this is Jasper. And he's a Chihuahua.
Oh, he's a Chihuahua.
He's a long-haired Chihuahua. He said they said he was a toy. So I don't think he's going to get much bigger than this. He's about 4 pounds.
Right, Chihuahua.
He might get 5
Hello.
pounds. Yes, I know. I saw that picture. Look, say hi.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't know that was a Chihuahua though.
Yeah,
His such a cute little face.
yeah.
With the long hair makes it look a little different.
And his ears are floppy, and they went up a little bit. But I talked to the breeder, and they said, sometimes with long hairs, they just stick up that much because the hair, I guess, is heavy. But we like it. We like the floppy ears. So
it's really cute. And what's the name again? Jasper, you said?
Jasper, yeah.
Very cute.
So
how big?
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, how big is he going to get?
Well, so he's about 4 pounds, and he might get to be 5 pounds. So
very cute.
Not too much bigger than this. He's really.
So how did you get this dog?
Oh, well, so it's kind of a funny story. There's this place online called Puppy Spot. And so you go and you like fill out a form. Like, what are you interested in? Like, what do you want? And so that's what I did. But I did it like a year and a half ago when my daughter decided to stop ballet. And she was home a lot more and we were home a lot more. We were like, okay, maybe we could get a puppy, right? So I filled out this form and it was like, what are you looking for? And I'm really scared of big dogs. So I was like small, and my son and I have some allergies. So we were like hypoallergenic and all this kind of stuff. So what they do is basically send you some pictures every week and you have to swipe left or swipe right. Like you like this dog or you don't like this dog. But we did it for like 6 months and then we didn't get one for that time. And then we started back up about maybe 4 months ago. And the second day that they started sending us things, they sent a picture of him and we were all like, oh yeah, that one. So
very nice.
Yeah.
That is so cool. I love it.
But he's cute and he's smart. We been training him with using the Good Pup. It's like this trainer online that we meet with every week. And so
wow, that's cool.
Like he's smarter than any puppy I've ever had, any dog. He's already pretty much trained, potty trained.
Wow.
But he like sits and comes and rolls over and stays and all this fun stuff. And like I've never really had a dog do that. So I've decided Chihuahuas are smart.
Yeah, they are smart. Now, has this dog gotten possessive, like picked one person to kind of latch on to?
Well,
are you it?
Tried hard. I think I am it, but we really tried hard not to do that. I really tried to like get all the kids to kind of sit with him some, and he stayed with my parents. He was with us for 2 weeks, and he stayed with my parents for a week while we went to the beach. And so he likes them. Like he doesn't like.
Oh, good.
He's not barking at them. But I had a good friend here this weekend, and he wouldn't even let her hold him.
Oh, okay. And I found when they're in your home, they're more possessive. But when you take them out somewhere, they're
interesting.
A different. Like my dog that we loved at home that would never bite, was nice to everyone. But when we took him out, he would bark at every ball, every little thing. We couldn't take him out. But with our Chihuahua, she'll bark in the house. But if we take her out, she's fine.
Yeah.
So it's really funny because they're kind of taking their territory and making it like their own kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Interesting. I have to try
That's
that.
Really cool.
But I did try to get him around people. But what I really need to do is get him around other dogs. Like I wish we lived closer.
Yes.
I come see you.
Yes. That makes a difference too. Like our dog is not afraid of anything. Like this dog will try to attack any type of dog. Like she's not afraid, but she could get killed. So
yeah.
Well,
so I should try that. I mean, I don't want her to like be overly friendly with big dogs, I guess, but I want her to like know other animals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I want him to know other animals. Right?
Yeah. And I think if you're around them and you start when they're a puppy, like ours was older when we got her, so sometimes they have triggers like we found when people walk in, like there's a guy that walks in with a hat, like a baseball hat, the dog goes nuts. But then the guy takes the hat off and the dog stops.
Wow.
So then we're like, somebody with a hat must have hurt this dog.
Not been nice. Yeah. Oh, wow.
So
That's
it's
sad.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
So have you ever seen the videos, Cesar Millan's videos?
Mm-mm.
He's a famous trainer. He was on TV and he would take dogs that had problems and he would like, you know, work with them and try to get them to stop doing it. Like Chihuahuas, they will latch on to one person, and if anybody else tries to sit next to that person, the dog will go crazy. So he would teach them how to stop doing that. But a lot of times he would say it's the owner's, it's kind of the owner has trained the dog and allowed the dog to do it.
Yeah.
So the owner has to say, no, we don't do that. And, you know, not allow it kind of thing. So very cute.
He, I mean, I do think he's attached to me. Everybody in the family's like, you're his person. Because they did tell us that. Like the puppy spot people and the breeder people did say, like, Chihuahuas tend to pick one person. But so he would rather me be there than anyone else, I think. But sometimes it has to be the kids because I'm work. So
yeah, exactly.
This time is different. He was excited. He got to come back with me to my office. He's like, I get to go there.
Yeah. Well, when we got this dog first, my daughter, it would sleep near my daughter and, you know, but she was like, 15 or something like that. So she got busy. So she wasn't around. And then I was around more. So the dog would, you know, attach to me kind of thing. So, you know, you just, they adapt.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. That's really great.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you for showing us.
Yeah, thanks for doing this. I like seeing everybody's pets.
Yeah. Well, I thought Casey, she said, I got a pet spider. I wanted to come on and show it. And I'm like, sure. But I think she said she couldn't stand it. So
she couldn't stand to hold it.
No, she couldn't stand. I think she ended up, you know, getting rid of it.
Okay.
So she said,
I don't know. I don't know if I could have a spider or a snake.
I could not. I actually got a snake. It was so funny. I showed in the lab the other day, we were talking about something and I showed this. And this is a snake. It's not real. It's wooden. Does it look real?
It does, yeah.
Is
it wooden. Let's see. Is it similar to mine? Yeah. That's what I do for S.
So I showed this that's a good one. I showed this to one of my students. I think he thought it was real because I held it.
Wow. Yeah.
But no, I wouldn't be able to do a real snake.
Yeah, this is about as real as I can get to with snakes.
Yeah.
Although one time my son had a bearded dragon. I did better with that than I thought, but I like the puppy better.
Yeah. Did you have any other pets?
So we had 2 cats, Butterscotch and Buttermilk, and they were actually from the same mom, but different litters. But when they were outside cats, because they stayed inside and for a while, and then Jonah and I got really sick and went to the doctor, and they were like, yeah, it's the cats. So we had to put them outside, and that worked fine. But then when we moved to this house, the neighborhood was like, no outside cats. You know, like we were here for a little bit. They were like, you can't do that. They get on people's patio furniture and they ruin people's yards and flower beds and all this kind of stuff. So we gave them to a friend. It was sad. And, but we, I mean, it's a friend, so we still get to see them and stuff. So,
yeah. And they do get out and then they get, who knows what happens. Well, we had a cat once and it just took off and it was gone. So somebody adopted it somewhere.
And the only dog I've had is a Shih Tzu. I had a little Shih Tzu when I was in like junior high school through college. I actually got my senior high school pictures made with him. And he was, I think maybe the first year of our marriage, he made it that long and then passed away. So that's the only other dog I've had.
Yeah. So Casey said she had an iguana, a dog, and rabbits when Steve and I were younger.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, iguana.
Rabbits.
Yeah, I have a lady that she just moved way up north, but she lived down the street and she had a really nice house and everything. And she was an impeccable housekeeper, but she had about 13 ferrets, like 4 dogs, I don't know how many cats. Like, she had the most animals I've ever seen a person have. But
Oh, wow.
I mean, her house wasn't, you would think it would be gross, but it wasn't. It was amazingly clean. But she just loves animals. I've never met anybody who loved animals as much as her.
Oh, that's sweet though.
So, yeah, my kids used to go over and help her out sometimes, but
Yeah, I'm pretty much, one and done when it comes to pets. I don't really,
Yeah.
we got the other cat because it was a sister. They were both calico kittens. But I definitely feel like that put us over the top with the allergies and stuff in our house. And people said there wasn't a big difference between 1 or 2 cats, but there was.
Oh, really?
So there's been mention in our house of another Chihuahua puppy, and I'm like, Mama's a one pet person.
Yeah.
So,
Well, the long hair, do they say that's non-allergenic, even though
It
got
is.
long hair? Okay,
Mhm.
good.
They said hypoallergenic was what they used, and so far we're good. And I'll tell you, this week he started sleeping. He will not have his kennel anymore, but since he's potty trained, I'm like, okay, well, if you will go, if we'll go find the potty pads, then we'll do this. And he's been sleeping with me, and I've been okay.
Good. That's awesome. Hi,
Yeah.
Stephanie. Stephanie's dropping by.
All
So
right.
I'm about ready to wrap up, though.
Yeah. Well, I'll go ahead and say bye.
Yeah, thank you for stopping in. And thank you for
Thank
showing
you.
us your puppy. That's so great. Thank you. Okay, guys, I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.